玩农场上农游超时。
Welcome to my channel. I'm Grandpapa 方子维。
Hello, everybody, and welcome to ICRT's Breakdown. And before we get into the topic of today, I just want to remind everyone that this is Season 3 of ICRT Breakdown. Wow, that's amazing. That is an amazing milestone, I know, isn't it? And so come and join us on ICRT Breakdown as we discuss some very interesting topics and important topics with internet personalities and kind of learn something new in English at the same time. I'm one of your hosts, Tim Berge, and also here with me today is...
I'm Paz Bueno. I'm the other host.
Yes, you are. And Paz, what interesting topic are you going to bring for us to talk about today?
Well, we have a very exciting topic for today.
Okay, good.
All I'm going to say for now is that it's one of the most unifying subjects in the world.
Unifying, like world peace.
Yes, it brings everybody together. I mean, it could potentially, be the key to world peace.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I'm still guessing. So if it's not world peace and it unifies all of us and it's something we all do?
Yes, it brings everybody together.
Cooking?
3 times a day. Close.
Okay, well, but you cook 3 times a day?
Yes, because you gotta...
Are we going higher up the food chain there?
Maybe
so to speak?
Lower? You cook
depending
so
how you want to look at it. Okay, well, depending how you want to look at it.
Yes.
So maybe is this the food production part of the cooking?
Yes, we are going to be talking about agriculture. So the reason for this is because February 4th is Farmers' Day.
Did I know that? No, I did not.
Well, 2月4号是农民节, and it also marks the beginning of spring on the lunar calendar. 它也是农历立春的一天. So for today's topic of agriculture, we of course have invited an expert to come and talk about it. Today we've invited the host of 农游超市. Yes, the host of 农游超市, the Farm Tour Market podcast. He is 方子维, also known as the young grandpa, 少年阿公.
Wait. He's known as the young grandpa? And I mean, he probably looks like only a few years older than you, Paz.
Yes.
And
I'm not
no way are you the young grandma. Yeah, so wait a minute. Okay, so Leo, buddy.
Yes.
How are you the young grandpa?
Hello, everybody.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself, including why you're the young grandpa.
Okay. Hello, 大家好. I'm young grandpa 少年阿公方子维. But why I call myself young grandpa? In fact, I'm a young man, but with my grandpa's spirit.
Oh.
My dream is to bring back my grandpa's childhood memory.
Cool.
So I've become a farmer.
Just like him?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we try to bring international guests or even kids, young people, to go to the morning market to explore the daily life from farm to fork, because in between, morning market connects city and village.
Wow,
yeah.
That's amazing.
So the name, the Farm Tour Market, is you're combining the farm, of course. You're inviting so many people to go and check out these markets, but you're also touring around the area and exploring all these different amazing foods, I imagine.
Yeah, because, everywhere when we are traveling, morning market is the place we get involved ourselves in local food, local people, and the most beautiful scenery of a local city.
Yes,
Wow.
Very good.
Oh, I'm a little curious. So you say your grandpa was a farmer.
Yep.
And now today you're a farmer as well.
Yep.
But farmer, there's many types of farmers. Some farmers, maybe they grow rice,
Yep.
a lot of rice production in Taiwan. Maybe have an orchard where they grow fruit. Well, what do you do?
Okay, I'm also a rice farmer.
Okay.
Yeah, I grow purple rice.
Oh, very healthy.
Because in Taiwan, the main course is rice.
Correct.
I try to get, because I'm a young people, actually I grew up in the morning market in the city. So when I returned to be a farmer, in fact, I realized that farming is very important, not only important, but very interesting. So I try to focus on how to make farming more interesting for people in the city. And I realized that because most of us, we rely on modern society very much, so we live in the city. But many city people also feedback me, it's too far away to go to the farmland to do farming. But why not we just go in the city to experience farming experiences? Because of this idea, I realized that, we just go to explore the morning market. Because in the past, from farm to fork, every produce from the village, in the end, they were sent to the morning market to sell for city people. And then that keep our daily life, and even we pass generations to generations.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
But I'm also a little curious. You decided to become a farmer, and as you just said, a lot of the city people think maybe farming is very difficult and something they don't understand. So what prompted you to really devote yourself to this? Like, as you said, it's not easy.
Actually, that's not easy.
Okay, that's one good way to put it. That's one way to put it. But it's a lot easier to sit at home in Taipei and just go to the morning market to buy your food than actually go and grow it.
Yeah. So because we rely on modern society very much, in fact, after COVID-19, in fact, many city people come to the village, come to somewhere with the green to relax, even with their families. So I grew up in Yilan, which is 1 hour away from Taipei to Yilan, which is more green. And the place I grew up with my childhood memory, I think that's the same with my grandpa. So all filled with rice cultivation. So when I grew up, I went to Australia, I went to Japan, and every time I returned back to Yilan, I suddenly realized why nowadays less and less farming land keep going. Because maybe they become a house, maybe they become some factories. But how come? And most of society consider that young people is supposed to go to city to work. But the thing is, when I return to village, I realize now when we are talking about regional revitalization, wow, the society, the governments, they want the young people return to the village. 现在大部分的年轻人们都在都市里生活成长。那为什么现在这几年我们都讲地方创生？我们鼓励更多年轻人从都市回到了家乡，回到了农村里，去跟家人里面去延续家族的这些土地、房子，或者说家族的事业。可是更重要是，大部分的年轻人其实都生活在都市的时候，原来我们离家乡太远了，家乡发生的大小事物基本上我们已经忘记了，所以要重新认识家乡的时候，刚好农业是一个入口。我们即使只要有人愿意种田，绝对不会饿到肚子。更重要是家里，即使家族有很多闲置的土地、空间、房子们，甚至人脉，甚至资源，都是值得年轻人去重新衔接家族。因为世代跟世代之间的合作是最重要，地方创生来沟通的重点。
I'm curious too. So you have a podcast as well?
Yes.
So maybe tell us a little bit about what's your podcast called, and maybe what do you discuss in your podcast?
What inspired your podcast?
That
why
too,
did you
yeah.
decide that you want to tell people more about this particular topic?
Yeah, my podcast is 农友超市 Farm Tour Market. But why we call this name? Because when we return to be a farmer, we would like to show more creativities and more interesting parts of agriculture. Especially we are thinking, can we do cross different field? People from different field can also connect to agriculture. So we try to do different thinking. So every episode we invite different people, different young people, different old generation, from generations to generation, and from different field, different age, even different space. Anyway, we try to connect and do different thinking about agriculture. Yeah, so that's why we're focusing on it, to make agriculture more creativity.
I see. So to kind of showcase, to let more people experience the different perspective or the different ways people see or look at agriculture. Because I think many people don't even think about agriculture. They just kind of go to the supermarket and figure like, oh, the food is here. I'm just going to go home and prepare it.
That's me. You got it.
But agriculture really is the essence, is the backbone of civilization. Like we came together as communities to form these farming communities, and that's how we built up society. Like without agriculture, really, we are nowhere.
I totally agree with the path.
Yes.
I think in the world, most of the countries, they build up fundamental part, which is agriculture.
Yes.
Taiwan is also part of this. So from agriculture, we are able to become processed food. And then even now we're talking about leisure agriculture, which is leisure farm. Mm-hmm. So people, especially city people, they can get closer to green. Even they can experience farming life to go to leisure farm to experience with families.
All right, so bringing overall a positive experience. 为什么开始了这个 podcast?
其实也是因为返乡回来种田的过程，发现大部分都市的年轻人们都觉得农业离生活很远。那真的很远吗？所以我实际种田过程发现，其实农业是很有趣的。所以但是偏偏在都市的情境是土地比较稀少的，所以要让都市人去踩踏土地去感受农业，反而是相对比较不容易。那不然换个角度，其实所有农作物从农村生产完，最直接都送到都市里，尤其传统市场就是这个地方去贩售的过程。更重要是在都市菜市场里面去做生意的这一些长辈们，过去都是从农村 打拼到都市扎根留下来的，所以它也许是一甲子的岁月，甚至是百年老店，我们都可以从农村的生活去探讨时代的演进。更重要，台湾的生长历程就是来自于过去这些传统社会，清朝、日本时代，甚至民国，甚至现在更多元来自世界各国的新住民文化跟我们融合的一种生活方式。
Awesome. Sounds really interesting.
So coming back to the topic, we are talking about 农民节 or Farmers Day today, which again is on February 4th. A little bit of history, a little bit of background on it. In 1941, during the first Department of Agriculture and Forestry conference, a decision was made to recognize the backbone of the nation because at the time, over 75% of the population was, of course, farmers. So to honor and encourage them, the day of Li Chun, or the beginning of spring, was designated as Farmers Day. So the tradition, of course, continues. There are many celebrations that are hosted by agricultural associations across Taiwan, and there are many different events that you can find across Taiwan related to agriculture during this period. So today we're going to talk about how the younger generation of farmers in Taiwan and the more well-known agricultural industries and their developments, and we're also going to just understand maybe a little more about the future of agriculture in Taiwan as well.
So getting back to that topic that you just mentioned, Paz, maybe we could have Leo maybe tell us a little bit about the significance of Li Chun and also 农民节 here in Taiwan. And I also found it interesting that Li Chun, unlike other things in the calendar here, it's not really based on the Nong Li. It's actually the Yang Li. So I kind of found that interesting. So actually this year, it's on February 4th, which will be the 12th day of the 25th lunar month. So it's going to be on Christmas, so to speak.
Oh.
对啊，它是农历12月25日今年的。
Wait, so the 25th day of the 12th?
No, only this year for 农历.
Oh, okay.
Because it's actually based on when the sun reaches I wrote this down here, it's like the 315 degrees celestial in the sky. Wow. So it's when the sun gets at a certain position in the sky is when Li Chun is. So tell us a little bit about the history of this and what this means, the Farmers' Day.
Okay, for Farmers' Day, for farmers, of course, that's our day. Yeah, but why is our day? Because usually it reminds me of that when rice farmers, especially before or after Lunar New Year. So after that or before that, that's the day to tell us it's beginning of the year, so we need to do rice planting now. So, and then it's begin for the whole year. So farming is based on solar, which is the sun. Sunlight is very important. But it's also interesting that farmers follow the lunar calendar to do growing or even harvesting. But lunar and solar, it's the whole universe, So day and night, it's both important. Especially now when some fruits, even some rice, the moonlight is also important because the crops growing. But the thing is, they need sunlight to produce oxygen. Yeah, so that's why we call feng shui also yin and yang need to be balanced. Sun and the moon also balance the whole universe. And then farmer is follow the nature. So the 4th season, 24 terms, that's why every year we have different produce, even different harvest.
Okay, 所以就是说立春农民节它其实就是有混合了，刚刚有提到说就是农历年跟阳历年吗？是
西历西方西
西元就是阳历。
OK， 所以因为对农夫来说就是两者都很重要，所以呢就是这个日期相当于重要，就是因为他们就是告诉了农民说 ，Hey, get ready, it's time to get busy. This is the beginning of the planting season. You got to start doing some extra hard work right now. So your journey as a young farmer is inspiring. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience? Because you mentioned before that you had also, moved to a more urban place, but then you decided to go back. So tell us about your experience and tell us about the people that you've met along the way as well.
Yeah, since I have been to Australia and Japan, because I went there to do field study with farmers over there.
Wow.
Well, with Australia more continent and Japan more island, but Japan is similar to Taiwan, it's an island country. So the way we always consider agriculture is very important. But different country, different geography, different lifestyle, that makes agriculture different. Yeah, and in Australia, I remember that Australian banana, that is very expensive. But the things local people, they just support local banana, even though that's higher price, because they insist, they consider that local made is better than imported. And also Japan as well, because it's also need imported food. But the things local people, they also classify, maybe this is from pesticide, this is chemical, this is totally organic, but the price different. But the thing is, customer can choose whatever you like, even though different price. Yeah, and back to Taiwan. When I returned to be a farmer, I also interviewed some young farmers. I think so far in Taiwan, from generation to generation, the idea of agriculture changes. So young people, they tend to, we would like to balance our life, even farming, even work. And for the older generation, maybe grandpa, their generation, hard working is very important. All the way, we just need to plant more and earn more and then raise a family. But from our generations, also money important. But the things we need to balance, because we need to keep land, Mother Earth, even sustainable lifestyle, which is we need for the whole world. And can we do something for that to balance city and the village?
Wow.
Yes.
Very good.
其实农业之所以有趣，是因为我们真的是实践了农业这件事情，踩在土地上。现在都市人大部分会觉得，打在办公室里面的时候，也许压力很大，可能每个人眼睛度数都很深。但是能够有机会踩到土地上，尤其是赤脚这件事情的时候，你瞬间会觉得，台语说“嘎凉顺”。你就会觉得整个身体在瞬间有点冰冷的暖流，然后到了我们的这个脑中的时候，瞬间五感就打开了。那对于这些年轻人们从事这个农业的过程，无论是澳洲，无论日本，我们过去跟他们一起农夫生活的时候，每个国家都觉得农业是很重要的。但是因为我们的气候条件、土壤，或者是我们的生活文化方式不同，导致我们延续农业的方式也不同。在台湾的农业呢，但我觉得最重要的是跨世代之间对农业的未来想象不太一样。长辈们很努力的种田，赚更多的钱，为了养一个家。但是到了我们年轻世代，赚钱还是很重要。可是我们更重视的是平衡生活与家庭，甚至现在讲的永续生活。我们如何平衡城市跟乡村之间能够有永续的发展，这也是年轻农夫们花很多心力的。
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yes.
But let's kind of get back to the important things, which are the things we can actually enjoy. And so Taiwan is known for its very diverse agriculture. And I remember, and it's also like the kingdom of fruit. And I remember when I first came to Taiwan, I spent a summer in Taitung. And every day, like it was mangoes and papayas and all the pineapples, so all this great fruit. So maybe tell us a little bit about the different, not only just fruits, but all the different crops that we can enjoy here in Taiwan, locally grown produce.
Well, I would say when firstly Portuguese in the boat saw this beautiful island, they call us Ilha Formosa.
Yes.
That's beautiful island, really beautiful. So in Taiwan, we do have 4 climates, from tropical, subtropical, temperate, even to the cold climates. So because of these 4 climates, we do have different fruits, different vegetables, different flowers. So we always consider Taiwan, whatever fruits you are looking for, Taiwan, we have that. Especially during Lunar New Year. So it's winter for Taiwan. So remember to try orange, tangerine, even kumquat. Mm-hmm. And from the production, orange, that's in season. That's cheap. It's more sweet, more juicy. So seasonal fruit is always the best choice. But not only for production, for our life. When talking about leisure agriculture, we are talking about production, living, even ecology, which is balance these 3, which makes sustainable lifestyle. So for kumquat, in Lunar New Year, we consider kumquat can make you 大吉大利, which is prosperous year,
yes.
Rich money.
Yeah.
So everyone try kumquat during winter time, even make it candied. So even it's good for throat. I think for Tim and the Path, you need to drink some kumquat tea as well.
Yes.
Actually, I'm glad you said that because kumquats are one of the things I really love. It's like
kumquat is jinji, right?
Jinji,
yeah.
Jinzao.
Okay. Like back in the States, you don't see that as much. But I came here and it's like, wow, these are great. They're really tasty. And you, like you said, they're good for your throat too, which is something I think here at the radio radio station we need to be more careful about. Yes.
Should we get a kumquat tree, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the market. And Leo, can you help us pick one out, maybe?
Sure, I bring you to the orchard. You can pick up yourself.
Okay. Let's shake our hands on that.
Okay, so you also mentioned before that many visitors, they go to the countryside and then they have all of these different kinds of experiences. As you mentioned, that they're touring. It's a leisure kind of experience. So as the Lunar New Year holiday approaches, what are some farm-based recreation spots for families or friends who can go, spend the time over the Lunar New Year? So 过年的时候有哪一些就是可能比较适合家庭或者是朋友去玩的一些农场活动之类的？
其实在全台湾各地都有不同的休闲农场或是特色农友的场域认证这个场域，所以这些农场都很适合，不管是北部的，也许到桃园。到宜兰，甚至台北阳明山也有农场哦。那当中部，不管是日月潭啊，或者是说我们在阿里山等等，其实台湾各地的农场都有不同的特色。回到刚刚提到的，其实台湾有4个气候带，所以从南到北，从热带到温带到寒带，甚至都有不同的农作物去提供大家去体验。休闲农场扮演一个很重要的角色，就是让更多都市人可以更亲近、更舒适的走进到自然的环境，享受农业跟田园的生活。更重要的是，休闲农场是能够家族跟农民一起生活，享受他们在农村吃的这些农作物。所以例如说在宜兰呢，我们在这个东山乡这边有个三富休闲农场。三富休闲农场过去种了很多柚子、柚花，它可以让柚花成为了我们的不管是茶叶，或者是说它的果酱，甚至是它可以让大家去采柚子过程里面呢，它其实你就是住在这个柚子园里面，包丰富的生态。那所以在东山的部分，还有像现在可以 cooking class，我们可以到粮食农创园区这边，你可以那边算水的故乡咯。有很多的像香芋也好，还有说这边的素心红茶，甚至是在这里你可以用在地的很有名的叫七叶兰香米，它有一点那个芋头的香气的米，那可以做成不管是像这种花粿，我们讲的puffed rice cake，or 可以用这一些在地的物产做成你的 cooking class。更重要是农村菜，用在地的物产，农夫跟你分享在地食材跟产地之间生活的故事。
Yes. Okay. So different kinds of activities really all across Taiwan. There are many farms that people can go and visit and experience. They have various activities like picking fruit or preparing things with them. Like you mentioned pomelos. So people can go pomelo picking, for example, and then use the fruit in tea or in other kinds of food preparations as well. So really having the most organic experience when it comes to like, hey, here's the food. It's growing out of the ground. You take it, you do something with it, and then you eat it in the end. Yeah. So it really is a wonderful experience from beginning to end.
And Paz just now, Leo mentioned a very important thing.
Yes.
And that was cooking classes.
Yes.
And
I'm very excited
Paz
about that.
here
I love
loves
cooking.
to cook.
Yeah.
And she's a very good cook. So maybe, Leo, you can recommend some new cooking ideas for her, and we can be your guinea pigs, Paz, okay?
That's what we have, 4 seasons, different fruit, different vegetable, different ingredients for your cooking. So you'll be cooking chef.
Yes, absolutely. Taiwan definitely has a great variety of different produce.
Exactly. That is great.
想跟大家分享，其实农业真的很好玩。台湾这块土地上，就是因为有很多从阿公阿嬷那个世代，爸妈到我们这个世代，跟这样的孩子，其实农业就是一种生活，生活的延续就形成了文化。当我们今天讲永续的时候，其实文化的永续就是在自于我们从保护土地开始，因为当都市要过得好生活，更重要是周边的农村也要大家一起维持好最好的绿色状态。
That's the only way we can continue living on into the future. If we don't consider these things, then we're just walking into our deaths, essentially. Yes. Okay.
Well, on that optimistic note.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights on the world of agriculture here in Taiwan.
Hey, but before we go running away, there's one more thing we got to talk about, and that's our pet peeve or cat's meow.
Like or dislike.
Yes, something you like or dislike in English, or recent phrases you've heard, or maybe just an expression in English. And let me start. I have something, and I guess it's I don't know if this is a pet peeve or a cat's meow, but it's a very old expression, and it's something which I think is very meaningful and connected to farming. And that's you reap what you sow. Okay, so reap is like when you plant the seeds, and then what you sow, that's what you harvest back. And so, like, what you do today is going to be the consequence you receive tomorrow.
这个中文是报应吗？
有一点，我查之前它有那个什么一分耕耘一分收获。
对，
对，
种瓜得瓜，
对，
种稻得稻。
Right, but I think this is a very important philosophy in life. You know, you have to remember that what you're doing now is going to influence what happens to you in the future, and that can be good or bad. So if we do good things today, hopefully we'll be able to reap good things tomorrow.
Yeah, and make it into actions because we know agriculture is important. Why not just everyone make it into actions to make agriculture more green?
Yeah.
So you're telling us all to become farmers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we just keep in mind farming important. So from different parts of your work, so everyone can relate your work to agriculture.
Good idea.
And I think every single family in the world can trace their family back to agriculture.
Of course.
Like
Yes.
every family has done agriculture at some point.
So that connects the world.
Yes.
That's right. Okay, well, Paz, I think now it's your turn to share something with us.
So I'm actually a fan of agriculture. My mom works in agriculture in the Dominican Republic. And so since I was young, my mom would always like teach me, this is how you grow tomatoes. This is how you grow your own basil. So I grew up sometimes like eating like our own homegrown herbs and things like that. So my word that I want to introduce has to do with agriculture, but it's also kind of like a more modern version or a more modern practice or a type of agriculture, which is hydroponics and aquaculture. So those are two things that I'm super interested in. Hydroponics sounds very complicated. 它就是水耕嘛. So it's when you grow a seed directly in the growing medium, which, you know, tends to be water, and then it grows much faster and much quicker than on traditional soil. And then aquaponics is when you combine hydroponics together with fish farming.
Oh, okay.
So you have fish tanks that are producing waste, but also nutrients for the plants,
yes.
who will then filter it and then send that clean water back to the fish. And I think it's a beautiful cycle where you can get both vegetables and delicious fish.
But that's the same as farming on land.
True.
Because you take the night soil,
Yes.
what the animals, you know, what that comes out the back end, and you put it back into the ground, and that makes the
fertilizer.
soil more rich. You're right,
Yes.
it fertilizes it. So now you're doing that with water and
Yes.
using the fish as a source for the fertilizer.
Right, so
That's amazing.
hydroponics
That's amazing.
and aquaponics. So
Wow.
hydro and aqua both mean water.
So that has to be a cat's meow.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Cat's meow.
good.
It's my dream to have an aquaponics farm someday.
Okay, well,
like just for myself.
Not at the office, please, okay? I don't know if we have enough room for that. How about Leo? Do you have any suggestions for us?
Pet's peeve or cat's meow?
Well, as you mentioned about fish and rice or vegetable, in Iran we do have a duck and the rice. Yeah. So and then we can also both harvest duck.
Yes.
And why Iran is famous for smoked duck? Because with too much rain, too much water, but we call ourselves the hometown of water.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a great conversation we've had here today.
Yeah, very insightful. Kind of, it's good to see that there is so much passion for a subject that maybe for many young people is maybe a little bit foreign, because when you grow up in the city, you live in the city, it really is not something that you think about until it's in front of you. And then when you have a chance to go to one of these farm tours, you can go and see where your food actually comes from. I think it can be a very fulfilling experience, and kind of like a cycle, like you're going back all the way to your origin. You know where things come from, so you also know where you come from, in a way.
And I think it would give you a sense of accomplishment, too.
Yeah.
Understanding that it may be becoming involved in it, too. So maybe Leo can help us become involved in that, huh?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
sure. Welcome to farming world.
Yes.
But before we run away, I think we need to remind everyone to check out Leo's podcast.
Yes.
And that, of course, is
农游超市
Yes.
Farm Tour Market.
Wow, okay. So we can have more engaging conversations about leisure agriculture and the foods that we enjoy every day and some of the education about that.
And regional revitalization.
Oh,
Yes.
that too.
And food
Okay.
and agriculture education as well.
Yes.
So again, let's thank Leo.
Thank you
so
very
much.
Gracias.
Okay, wow. That's very good. And we want to remind all of our listeners out there that this was another episode of ICRT's Breakdown, brought to you by the National Development Council, who also reminds you, let's make Taiwan a more bilingual, English-friendly place.
And
Thank you.
greener.
And greener, too, and more sustainable.
Yes.